I want to say something before you get into everything that's inside of this. I just want to say to everyone out there who told me that it can't be that good, that it can't be that great, that it's just a controller, it's not that great. When I came back from New York and I said, listen, you've got to try this thing. It's unreal. It's unreal. You can't explain it till you touch it.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone, all you naysayers out there.
But press the button, Drip. Press the button, Drip. You have a naysayers button.
Oh, I haven't done.
All those naysayers.
Yeah, you naysayers out there. Yeah. Who's laughing now? Because it is that good. It is that good.
We can say, Drip, they finally have made a Pro Controller. The Wii Pro Controller, Wii Pro Controller, not a Pro Controller. The Wii U Pro Controller, not a Pro Controller. The Switch 1 Pro Controller, although great, the best controller they ever made, not a Pro Controller. But guess what, Drip? They have finally made something that's a Pro Controller that I can honestly say, now that I've seen the inside of this thing, we can honestly say this is worth $85.
Dude, this thing is like
it was going to be $80, so fuck Trump for making it 85, but it's $80. Original price MSRP was going to be $80. This is absolutely worth $80. 85 is a little bit of stretch, but it's worth it.
I want to read a chat, a few of them actually. Megaboy said he was on board the whole time. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jeff Hardvania says, you guys kept telling me it was so good, and then I bought it. It wasn't nearly as good as you said. It was infinitely better. So it's even better than I listen. I just got it at Costco for $75 too. Oh yeah, that's a little insider tip there too. The little Costco trick. It's a good one.
Yeah,
$10 off.
Yeah, well, actually, I mentioned this to you that I asked Best Buy to give me a $10 refund to price match.
Oh, yeah,
and I did, and they gave it to me. So I actually got mine for $75 too, just from Best Buy because I asked them to price match.
GameStop does that.
Yes, people saying GameStop were. I think at this point you might be too late. You might have missed the boat.
I don't care
because
it's worth $85. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I don't care.
Let's talk about why it's worth it.
Yes, please.
The entire inside of this thing has been redesigned. It is a completely new product. Like this, while on the outside looks very similar to the original Switch 1 Pro Controller, it's infinitely different. Now, I'm going to shout out this guy's channel, VK's channel. I don't have a link in the description, but you guys can see it on screen right now. Here's VK. He unboxed this thing and also tore it down. And you're going to just see some B-roll as we talk about this thing.
Yeah, I still haven't got to see this B-roll. I really wanted to, but
I wish I had 3 screens. This is a perfect one for 3 screens. So I'm going to pause it right here on the screen. If you guys are listening at home, I'll do my best to describe what's going on here. But basically what's going on here is, you know how everyone, including Drip, and it says that like it feels like it's rubbing on nothing. It's like air. It's like butter.
Yeah,
all descriptions.
Floating.
The guy's screwdriver is on the thing that is making the magic happen there. All they did, which is so simple but genius.
Yeah,
all they did.
I was telling you earlier when you told me what it was, I just started laughing. Like.
All they did to make it feel like that was to put a rubber gasket around the bottom of the controller. So the plastic stick cap itself, when it bottoms out on top of a rubber pillow.
On a pillow.
A rubber pillow. What you're feeling is a rubber pillow. It must be like, I don't know. Maybe the issues in the future could come to where that friction between the rubber stick cap and the plastic stick cap and the rubber pillow, maybe one of those can degrade over time with friction. I don't know. That's only time will tell. But for now, this thing feels like absolute goddess pillows. It is incredible.
Is there? I want to know this, and I'm gonna say you are gonna tell me no. But there are a lot of other people out in the world that are smarter than us and know a lot more about this shit than us. Is there another controller in the world right now that is using this system?
I think VK here, I think he actually talks about that there was one other controller doing this. I'm going to let you guys check his channel out to check out which controller that is. It's something I'd never heard of, though. So apparently Nintendo's not the first to do it, but they totally appled it and perfected
did it better.
Perfected
did it better. Okay. Third-party controller manufacturers are like you have to be paying attention to this at this point. Because
Take
one
notes.
thing that I will say, all the controllers that I have reviewed and, played with, used, one of the main problems is using a controller for a, said period of time, and that wear and tear around the edges of the stick where it just rubs against the edge, rubs against plastic on plastic. I mean, you start just getting, it starts to make a groove, and it's nasty. There's crap all in it. It feels like crap. I mean, go back, like, I know you have. Go touch your Pro controller now. Your Pro controller 1.
I don't ever want to touch that thing again.
It's like going from that to
truly,
this is like,
I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch the PS5 controller. I love that controller. I don't want to touch it ever again.
Oh yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Oh my god, I picked up my kid's Switch and messed with the Joy-Cons. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. I will never do that again. Yeah. Those don't touch my hands. Those Joy-Con ones. No, sir.
Yeah.
But third parties, at this point, you're put on notice here. Like, if you're not doing this, like, you don't have a chance at this point. Like, this is the thing.
Nah, yeah, I will not buy any third parties.
In my review, little review I did of this controller, I said, this will be that next thing. We saw them start to get the amiibo support and the cheaper version of their HD Rumble in some of these controllers and third-party Joy-Cons as we went on here. This will be the next thing. This will be the thing they're trying to replicate. And the thing about it is, now that we know how it's done, it's so easy. This is not like, oh, it's expensive technology. Because I talked to Binbach, was a company I talked to very early on when they were developing some of their later. They were developing some of their controllers that came out later in the Switch's life, but in their early development of those controllers. HD Rumble was something I asked them about, and they said that they wanted to put it in, but the technology was kind of expensive, and they didn't know if it was going to be worth it to put that money into it. They did actually end up taking that controller and putting out a second version of it with HD Rumble in it later when it became cheaper. So they did do it, but this is not that.
Mm-mm.
Like, this is just it's basically like a big fat rubber band. Just lay it in there and it fixes everything. I'm sure there's more to it than that. But yeah, and there's more to it than that. But like, this is so simple. If you're not doing this, if third parties are not doing this, like, I'm going to give them a little while to catch up. But like, when we get to a certain point here, if you don't have this technology in your controller,
I don't want it.
Like, you are in the B tier of controllers now. They have done something here that is it is next level, and it is the simplest thing. It is the most simple design change to a controller. The fact that you're not using the plastic on plastic.
It's a simple idea. I want to stop you because it's a simple idea, but the more you watch this video to see the intricacies of this new controller, this is complicated. And it's so complicated, in fact, that the guy tells you straight up, this is going to be an incredibly hard thing to repair. It's because of how complicated this new controller is packaged.
Okay. Haven't watched the video. Tell me more about that.
I will. Well, I'll tell you about this. So on screen, you guys are seeing this. There's more rubber on this controller. There's not just that. There is rubber gaskets around the ABXY buttons. Not the rubber pads. You know, what are those things called? The contact pads. They got those there as well.
The membranes.
The membranes are there too. But if you're looking at this right now, my mouse is over the parts that are rubber. It is just the circular area around underneath and around the ABXY buttons has rubber gaskets now that just make it so when you shake your controller, dead silent. And when you click the buttons, you hear a sound, of course. You got to hear something, but it's quiet AF. Like it's one of the quieter buttons you can have.
Do you remember how much shit I used to give third-party controllers if they were loud?
Yeah.
Like if I could shake it and hear the buttons.
This thing is it's nothing.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
I used to give that was like one of my parameters of a review was like, okay, shake test. Like, what's it sound like? And a lot of people cleaned it up later in the Switch's life. Lots of companies clean that up. But there were a bunch early that were just like, I mean, it sounded like there's broken parts in there just rattling around. The fact that they are taking it to this level is, I mean, it's not, okay. It's not pro controller as in like Sony's version of their, upgraded awesome controller with extra paddles and this and that and this and that. It is pro in the sense that it is manufactured to such high degree, and like every little piece of it is just it's luxury. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get to more of that because it's also custom. It's luxury and custom because even the stick modules are no longer like off the shelf potentiometers. They're still potentiometers. We'll get to that in a second. But, the PS5 controller, the Xbox controller, the Switch One Pro controller, all of those Pro controllers use these same exact, for a long time potentiometer sticks. Like the 360 controller, I think, uses the same potentiometer sticks. Okay. These, as you can see now, I don't have a comparison photo, but I can show you this. This right here, not an off-the-shelf part. This is a new custom potentiometer stick. Everything's custom about it. There's like this weird circular dome, which I don't know, man. Is there like lubrication on that thing? I don't know, but like it looks
never seen
looks different. And then the shaft of the stick is you may go that looks really weird. It looks really really high. You'd be right. That is it's like twice as high as like your average off the shelf potentiometer stick that's in your PlayStation controller, your Switch One Pro controller, etc. The shaft is higher, so I think that also helps with like stability when you're using it back and forth. Like it feels a little bit nicer. It's a longer shaft. That is what she said. You're welcome.
I've almost said that like 5 times because you just won't stop saying it. But
it's a longer shaft. It's a big difference. And there's one I'm going to try to scrub.
Also what she said.
Yeah. I'm going to scrub in real time. Is that also what she said?
Yeah, also what she said.
So my guy here, what is his name here? His name on YouTube, VK's channel on YouTube. I'm going to shout him out again. He sacrificed one of his sticks for science. Another thing, they're not soldered to the board anymore. They're now modular. Not that they're available on the market right now because they're brand new custom sticks from Nintendo. They will be re-engineered and resold elsewhere, and hopefully Nintendo provides parts because that's what you should do in 2025. But they're now you just take a couple screws out and you can replace your sticks. No longer do you have to learn how to solder and buy a soldering iron. It's just like wink, wink. It's just like the Joy-Con sticks how it used to be. And we'll get to that in a second. Foreshadowing. We're going to get to a little bit of bad in a minute, potentially bad. But yeah, that's awesome. It's modular. Thumbs up, guys. Like, hell yeah.
No, that's huge. Like that, we should really take a second to state how big of a deal that is. Like, yes, we like you told me earlier, we are still in the place where we don't have these parts, but we will get these parts. People will have these parts. We will be able to buy sticks for our Pro controllers to put them in there and replace. And we don't have to worry about them.
Sorry.
The bad thing about the Pro controller was once the stick goes bad, you're done. Unless you can solder and you want to buy the whole thing and do all that. But at that point, it's like, what? Like, really? Are we going to do all that?
Right.
No, most people aren't. I mean, changing a stick out that you unscrew and take the ribbon cable out and put the new one in is one thing. But when you're talking about soldering, that gets a little hairy,
That's what she said.
Don't want to do that.
That's what she said.
Also, what she said.
What
are we doing? Why is this happening?
We're boys. That's the problem here.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
the point I'm trying to make is it's great that they're doing that. We should definitely celebrate that. Dickhead Nintendo, as we've been calling them throughout this episode.
I'm not going to celebrate that because they take it away at gluing down. I'm gonna go back to full screen here. You can see I didn't show this part, but I forgot to mention this faceplate is replaceable. We've heard that people said, "Oh yeah, there's no screws holding this faceplate down. It's just a replaceable faceplate, but it's not clips either. It's adhesive." This is kind of dumb.
Shit.
So the guy used a hairdryer to loosen the adhesive around, and you might actually need to do that because there's adhesive all around, like around the buttons, around everything. It's not like lathered in adhesive, but like the old Pro controller and most controllers, you just get you unclip a couple clips and you unscrew a couple screws and you're in. I
wondered how that worked.
This guy, you have to soften the adhesive, and that's going to be a big problem getting in here for most people because you might damage.
I wondered how that worked because I started looking around the other day when I was doing that review, like really looking around, and I realized like there's no screw holes in this thing anywhere.
Yeah,
none.
They're all
none on the back, none on the front, none on the top, nowhere.
Right, as soon as you unheave the faceplate here, you see some screws and you start taking screws apart. But you have to get this off, which you might damage it or worse, getting it off. So that's,
and then putting it back on. I mean, once you pop the adhesive, if you don't have adhesive,
it's not going to be as
yeah, you're kind of out of luck there.
Yeah, you might need to use some super glue or something. I don't know, or buy some double-sided sticky tape. Anyway, I want to talk about this. This is the kicker. It's, guys, I'm just going to say it, pull the Band-Aid off right now. These stick modules, outside of the shaft being different, like you can't just swap these modules with the Joy-Con modules. Although I wonder if you could, to get full-size Joy-Con sticks. Thinking about that.
Holy shit, what a mod that would be.
What if you could?
What a mod that would be.
Somebody figure that out, and I want to save this right now. But anyway, these modules share the same, real estate as the Joy-Cons ones. They're in the insides here. We're looking at the inside of the Pro Controller module. I don't have a comparison, but we looked at it, I think, last week or the other day. I don't know. Time is irrelevant to me. But this is potentiometer, the same exact potentiometers, units, whatever you want to call that. The same exact ones the Joy-Con has. Yeah. Not similar, exactly the same.
Same. Yeah, I told you that blue, like I'm looking at, that's it. Yeah.
Exactly the same. It's got but it's the new redesigned potentiometers. So my theory from last time we talked about this, whenever that was, could still be intact, that they have somehow figured out to redesign this to make it not drift as quickly anymore. Because the confidence in Nintendo to sell you an $85 controller that's going to drift in a couple weeks, according to some people, that's bold. If they just tossed. So I think these new potentiometers, they are different than last gen. They're still potentiometer, but so is PS5 and Xbox, and those don't have nearly the widespread issues that Joy-Con OG have. I think the redesign is something different that's not going to drift. Because why would they put them in their Pro controllers to now not only have Joy-Con drift, but just Nintendo drift?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've already edited actually, I don't think you've even started that. I talk a lot about this in a video you're going to be editing at some point later that I'm going to put out, talking about the ones in the Joy-Con. Now that I realize they're also in the Pro controller, that is, I agree with you. I agree with you on the point where, I mean, they had a class action lawsuit. Like, this was a big, big thing. I really don't see them just sending out the same exact thing again for the same thing to happen. I don't see that happening.
Right.
But they do look very similar, and it is the same exact setup. It just makes me very concerned about what's going to happen with this. I hope they figured something else out, because if they haven't and they just put this back out as just we're just going to do it again, whatever. Again, we're going back to Nintendo just being that asshole. I don't see that happening, though. I don't see that happening. It's got to be something different. And I mean, honestly, actually, now that I sit here and talk about it for a second and think about it, this could be a great thing, honestly. If they have that much faith in this thing that they took out the stuff that they had in the old Pro controller and replaced not only the Joy-Cons with this,
industry
but also
standard,
the Pro controller.
The industry standard potentiometer sticks. They said, we don't need the industry standard. Our new redesigned ones are better? Question mark?
Or, yeah, either better or they're ours and they're cheaper if we get lots of them and put them in every. I don't know where we're going with that. I don't know which way we're going to fall on that yet. But, okay, it could go either way. This could be a total fucking disaster, or this could be they figured it out. They know what they're doing. And, I mean, I hope that that's what it is. Looking at the rest of the Pro controller, it gives me a little bit of confidence to say, yes, they have figured this out. That's why they put it in the Pro controller and the Joy-Cons both. But knowing Nintendo and seeing what we've had previously, I'm still a little worried. I'm still worried. I don't know.
I'm concerned as well. I'm less concerned because, first of all, It's already done. It's happened. Nintendo did it. It's in our hands. There's no going back now. So either it's gonna it's a ticking time bomb. Whether it's either gonna go off when drift happens to you, or it's not, and this is a non-issue. What I will tell you guys is there's no point of rage baiting people right now, or to, let's try to make a buck on Twitter, with new ad revenue on Twitter. There's no point of worrying about this.
Oh, wait. So you're telling me I shouldn't make a thumbnail talking about Joy-Con drift in a couple days when I put this video out?
As long as your video is not going to be entirely, oh no, the world is over. The sky is falling. Nintendo is gonna.
It's not that. The video is not that.
Yeah, as
it's not that.
Yeah. Did I say Joy-Con drip again, Jeff? Did I really do that again? I hope I did.
You love me. You just love me.
I love you, Drip. You're my best friend.
You just love me.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting to note here, Full Metal always bringing the knowledge here. Eventually, the rubber will get brittle and start breaking and crumbling, presumably into the controller. But it should take some time and years if it's good quality rubber. Correct. Yeah. I mean, even like if you have rubber gadgets in your house that you're going to use for more than a couple years, eventually the rubber is going to start going back to nature. And the oil is going to start leaking out. That's why if you ever touch like an old phone case or something and it's all slimy, it's because like rubber is essentially oil and it goes back to Mother Nature after a certain time. I had the issue with my keyboard actually. Can I be so cool right now and flip my camera down? Watch this shit. Wow.
Whoa!
I'm gonna use extra light here. But my keyboard here has this extra light. It's a keyboard you use for gaming keyboard they call it, and it comes with this this arm wrist rest. Yes, and this wrist rest had a rubber coating on it when I bought it 11 years ago. I've had this thing for 11 years, believe it or not, and this rubber coating, as of this year, was becoming liquid. It was sticky and then became wet. And I was like, shit, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh, right. Rubber goes back to nature at some point. All you got to do is take the rubber or take some alcohol and use gloves so you don't get all rubber oil over your hands, but just some alcohol and just get off the now it's just hard plastic. It's no longer rubber coated. It's just hard plastic. But what we're talking about here, with Full Metal, the rubber inside your controller is going to fail. Just like a lot of things is going to fail about the controller over time anyway. I don't think there's nothing to worry about with the rubber failing inside here. I think it's going to last a decade at least. There's no reason why the rubber inside here shouldn't last a decade. And after a decade, maybe it might fail, but you got a decade's use out of it. It's not, it's not a throwaway. It's not a throwaway product. It's not like but you're getting 10 years out of it. So if you get 10 years out of it, you should be happy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that.
I don't know. Listen, I know what else to say about it. Not that. This controller. This is a work of art. This is the best controller, I think, at this point that Nintendo has made. Yes, by a mile. Like, the last one was great. I really liked it. This is the standard. This is the bar, right? This is it. Is it not?
I think Sony and Xbox, not that Xbox is going to be a company any much longer, at least not making consoles.
God, yes, they are.
Not making consoles much longer. But Sony and Xbox are put on notice now. Like, the next controller.
Everybody.
We didn't even talk about the upgraded HD Rumble in this thing, which is awesome. It's
which is great.
It's much better than the OG. It feels more similar to a PS5. It's somewhere in between.
It's not nearly as like intense.
Aggressive. It's less aggressive, which I love.
Yes, it's nuanced.
Yes, it's a refined Rumble. Rumble.
It is. It's very good.
Nintendo's new product, refined Rumble. Listen, if I'm never advocating for somebody to go broke on something, unless it's this right here. Like, for God's sakes, buy this controller if you have a Switch 2.
Yeah, listen, the one.
Buy it.
That's it. You do not need anything else. And you could probably live your life without that controller, but your life wouldn't be as good. I can promise you that.
I promise you that. And hey, Drip, I don't know about you. I charged this thing on opening night last Wednesday.
I've not charged mine.
Not even once.
Not even once.
I charged mine on opening night because I believe it had no juice in it. So I charged it.
I put mine overcharged that night. Once I plugged it in. Yeah. I never have. So if that's what you're getting at, I've been using it every day.
Every day. Since last week.
I haven't charged it yet.
Haven't charged it since opening night. Since
It's a 40-hour battery, right?
It's apparently, I looked it up today. It's the same. It's rated for the same as Switch 1, which was great, and it charges twice as fast as OG. I think the OG one technically took 6 hours to get to full charge. This one takes 3.
I mean, it's pro in so many ways that other pro controllers aren't.
Hey, it's got back buttons.
But it also has the back button.
To get back buttons on PS5, you have to spend $200 to get back buttons. Microsoft, you got to spend at least $120.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, yes, it's not as flashy. It doesn't have like the bells and whistles and all the stuff. No, it doesn't. But what it has is like the best quality build you have probably ever seen in a controller.
Joey Pitts,
gives, that's more of the pro level for me. That's when I think something is pro, like a professional level piece of equipment. I think of like, unless you're talking about gaming, because then it's like, oh, it's got it's different. But if you're talking about like sports, like a professional level, I don't know, whatever. Insert sports equipment here, but a top tier professional level thing is not just, oh, I have more bells and whistles. This is manufactured the best it could possibly be. The science behind this is the best it can possibly be. That's why you pay more for it, because it's just better. That is what this is. This is a pro version of that in this sense, which I think is much more important than, a box full of extra triggers you can slap on the back. That's a hat I would like you to keep wearing, not the knife. I like that one better.
If Apple made a controller, a game controller, this would be it.
Why are you taking it out? Put it away.
If Apple made a game controller, this would be it.
Yeah, I agree. It takes all these little things.
I'm not an Apple fanboy. Here's my Motorola phone right here that I daily drive every single day.
Well, I mean, it's a good analogy. That's a good, not weird analogy, finally, from you.
Because I'm not an idiot. Because I'm not an idiot who goes, Apple is stupid. I like Android. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, because that's the way Apple does things. They take these things and wait, but they put them in. And when they put them in, it's not like in your face. It's seamless. It's just there. And it works perfectly in the background.
By the way, my Motorola,
as it's intended to.
Sorry. I was just laughing because I realized my Motorola phone that has a MagSafe case on it, because Apple made the best solution for magnetic car mounts while also retaining wireless charging.
Yeah, it is amazing. But but no, your analogy is perfect with this. They've taken all these little things, and even touching it, I'm like, okay. Like when I was in New York and I told you, like, dude, something's up with this. I don't know what it is. Don't know what's happening here, but this is like, whoa, it's crazy. It just works. It's in there. It's not like in your face. Check out the new dumb blah, blah, blah. It's got the sticks and the blah, blah, blah. No, they're just like, here's the new controller. It's amazing. It is a pro controller.
Can I just say this too? You can speak on this better than anybody. I mean, how many third-party controllers out there just pack features into a controller? Screens.
Oh, yeah.
LED lights. 15 programmable buttons. You name it. Replaceable D-pad, swappable ABX, Y, and stick. You name it.
And that shit's cool. It is cool.
But that's not what you need. That's not what we need.
No, it's not.
Fun.
It's novelty.
It's a toy, Yeah. This is a fucking workhorse, pickup truck that's also a Lamborghini at the same time. It's like it's an electric vehicle truck. It goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, but also tows your shit for your work site. I mean, this thing is.
It's good, man. It's good.
One more. I want to talk about. Hey, there's one thing about that sucks. Doesn't work on PC apparently, unless you plug it in. Maybe we'll try this live. I can't. I'm not playing a game. Apparently, this Bluetooth standard is not the same standard as OG of Nintendo Past, so you can't just wirelessly connect this to Android, iOS, or PC.
Yeah, but the Joy-Cons were like that too, at first.
At first.
So that could be fixed. Another thing I want to bring something up here. Joey said this is a really good thing too. I don't know if you realize this, but you can customize the back buttons individual games, and it just remembers when you start playing that games, your back buttons go back to what it was programmed to for that specific, like that. That is a pro feature. That is
1,000%. It's the best pro feature on a controller I've seen yet.
Yeah, that's really good.
Not only do you have to worry about like button combinations to program them, you just press and hold the home button, open up that menu, you change brightness in. You can also change the button mapping, and it's like you just said, saves per game.
Yeah, and that too. I brought that up in my video.
Per game and per profile. So if your partner picks up your Pro controller and plays Mario Odyssey, their back button combinations are going to be different than yours. Seamlessly.
Right. It's for your profile for the game. But that's another thing I did mention in the review that I put out for it. The fact that they just put the back button mapping on the home screen, on the home button. All you gotta do is hold the home button down and it pops up. The GL and GR buttons, you just go down to it. Once you get on the one you want, GL or GR, you press A, and then that's it. It says, okay, what button do you want on this? And you just press it. That's it. Every other one of these controllers that has that option, it's either an app, it's a button combination you have to hold down to get that to recognize that you're about to map something. It's a bunch of bullshit that I never use because I don't want to learn. Again, I look at a lot of controllers, so I'm not trying to learn that system for every control. Like I never even talk about back buttons except for the fact that they're there in my videos because I'm not going to sit around and like, okay, well, what's the button? No, I'm sorry. If you like them, they're there. You can learn them once you buy the controller. It's just in there. It's just baked in right into the system. And I mean, they do have the advantage of it being their system, their software, their controller. Obviously, yes. But Xbox has controllers that do this. Does it do that in their main menu? Like as soon as you press a button, can you go right to that?
Do not know. Can never afford $100+ controller. Just can't do it. This is the closest I've ever come. Closest I've ever come is this $95 with tax.
To get that option, you're paying a lot more. And I don't know about the I know that the Sony one has a menu, but I'm not sure if it's just hold the home button for a second, pop it up, do your stuff, get out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, I don't think they save per game either.
What?
I'm gonna guess
all these are things I don't know. People at home probably know.
Yeah, correct me in the chat or comments later if I'm wrong about that. But I mean, anybody upset about $85 for this particular controller? Look around what the markets are on controllers that have these features and that are built the way that this one's built. And I think you're going to probably feel a little bit differently about it. $85 is what it's worth.
Can I drip? I've never been more satisfied in a purchase in my life.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm just so glad I'm not let down in the slightest. Yeah, I was very worried throughout this whole experience of waiting for this thing. Like, we're getting these little hints here and there. Everything sounds good. But it's like, what if Nintendo's us? What if they Nintendo us? They didn't. They just gave us something really, really good. I totally agree. I feel so good about my purchase of all of this stuff. I'm it's expensive. It is.
Nintendo.
Like there's no getting around that.
You made a lot of mistakes though. I'm not forgetting about them. Drip's not going to forget about them. Listeners at home not going to forget about them.